X Games Aspen 2022 Ski Knuckle Huck, one of the best events of the entire weekend. We're going to see some skiing here today. Will Berman, Jake Maggio, did not know he was going to be involved. That's sick. Leading 0-3 PU skier. He won X Games Real Ski during 2020. Keegan Kilbride, that's a new one for me. Quinn Wolferman skis for Armada and Monster. Max Mofat. Really good skier. Matej Sponsor, X Games rookie. Colby Stevenson, last year's champion. And then Alex Hall. There's a lot of talent in those letters right there. I'm telling you, man, it's insane.
Hey, guys.
Oh, hey, Jan. First one out of the gate, Will Berman, 31 years young, X Games rookie. Rushing it towards the knuckle, cranking out the airplane wings. Handbrake 360, perfectly executed. You can see his skis were completely together when they landed. Hopefully we get a nice little slow-mo of that. Yeah, check that out, Handbrake. He stalls it at 270 as well. So right there, 270 degrees, spots the landing, and he's going to whip around that last 90-degree rotation to take it to a full 360. His tibias were glued shut, man. That was perfect. Jake Maggio, one of my favorite skiers of all time. Oh, yeah. This guy skis entirely different than anybody I've ever seen. Next up, Keegan Kilbride, 26 years young, out of Portland. Again, he's new for me. I haven't really seen him ski too much, so I'm excited to see what he puts down. Blasting into the knuckle switch here, going switch tail butter. Huge switch tail butter 5. That was heavy. Now, even though there wasn't a lot of rotations going on, it wasn't a 2160. What's impressive is the fact that he made that butter a part of the trick. It looked absolutely seamless. Quan! Blasting in forward on the new Armada B-Dogs. So floaty. Sent it to the bottom line. Hopefully we get a replay on that. I believe it was a Nolly Misty 720. And he might have locked a cube and grab with it as well. It might have been a stale. We'll check it out here. But you can see he pops off the noses of his skis, so we call that a nollie. And then he's going to push his hips behind him to do a forward off-axis rotation, which we call a misty. And then he does 720 degrees of rotation, so we call it a 720.
The slope style silver medal. This is Max Moffat. Oh, man.
So clean. Managed to get a 540 on the knuckle to a switch 720, so it's a 1260 altogether, 3.5 rotations, but there's the switch 7. Look how he keeps his knees tucked in and unravels it perfectly. Next up, we got the X Games rookie Matej Sponsor blasting out with the Harlow Apparel red puffer. Dude, look at him. He looks so fresh.
The time is ours.
I thought he was going Griselda flip there, hey? But he went for like a nose butter, massive nose butter to the switch brawny type thing. Here we have one of two people who have ever done a 2160. This guy won X Games Ski Big Air 2022 for doing a switch 21. And if that sounds ridiculous, it is. It's 6 full rotations. Oh! Yo! And that's the thing about Hall. This man can perfectly execute 1800s, 1980s, 2160s, but he can also sauce out a meaty zero spin. Check that out. Pops 90, fully extends for the Handbrake, and doesn't bring it back until the last second. It is so hard to do, to bring that rotation in the opposite direction. Back up to the top of the leaderboard, Will Berman dropping in for his second run. Everybody's got one run in. We got 15 minutes left on the clock here. Probably gonna see 4 or 5 runs from each athlete. Oh, sweet cherry pie. Adds an extra 180 to the Handbrake 360 he did last lap, so he's doing a Handbrake 540, but watch how he stalls it. Goes Handbrake 3, holds it, and then whips around that last 180 before it's too late. Lands again, skis perfectly together. You have to appreciate the subtleties. Jake Maggio coming in, run 2.
Oh, so smooth, Jake.
Tries to sever his right hand by grabbing nose during the butter there. Finishes that last 180 to make it a 360. Also managed to sneak in a lead safety grab. Keegan Kilbride.
At it again.
Oh.
Another butt.
Dude, his skis are at like a 45, 50 degree angle when he goes for that tail butter. Oh, his skis are high in the sky. That's like 80. That's almost fully perpendicular. And he holds it before popping out that last 540 to make it a switch tail butter 7. Holy cow. Twin Wolferman run 2. I just wanna fly. Oh, switch tail butter 3 to a 5 out. I'm telling you, even though the butter didn't look too bent, we're gonna get a slow-mo of it here. You gotta appreciate how difficult it is to do a full rotation, a 360, while pressing your tails into the knuckle of a jump, and then manages to get that 540 out. Oh, going right side cork 1080, trailing blunt.
Somebody come on.
Colby Stevenson blasting and switch. Oh, sweet Jemima. Dude, was that a tail butter 3 as well? Oh, doing 2 butters. Switch butter 360 to a nose butter 720L. Buttering both sides of the bun. Even though they make these tricks look so easy, they're not. There's a lot that goes into landing one. He needs to know how much speed I need and where do I need to pop so I can initiate this tail butter 3 while having enough amplitude to still get my noses on the end of the knuckle and pop a nose bud 720L while locking in a safety grab. You get my drift there, Rubber Ducky. It's crazy. Cruising into the knuckle, we got Alex Hall.
There's the 1-footer across the knuckle.
Like a lot of spots where he could have caught an edge and just fumbled. But check this out. Switch 270, backslide Tokyo drift, and gets a 450 out to make it a 720 in its entirety. Looks like he almost wanted to get a grab with it as well, but maybe didn't have enough air time. A little bit off balance, but regardless, still put the landing gear down, no problem. Round 3, we got Will. Oh, wow, yo, so sick. Switch 180 catches the tails on the knuckle before getting that last 360 to make it a 540. Next up, we got Jake Mageau repping his pro model. Shout out to the Mango. Coming in Mach 10, dude, going so quick. Oh, pops 90, pulls it back to 0. So it's the same trick we saw Alex Hall throw, a 0 spin hand drag, but you can see Mango cooks it up in his own way. Pops 90, gets the hand drag, but he's going to do a little bit of a shifty right there. So sick before putting his skis down on the landing. Keegan coming in for his 3rd hit, going switch tail butter. Oh,
my goodness.
He's skiing away, but who knows what his poor ACLs are feeling at this moment, man. Yikes. So sick. It was like Lazy Boy 540, but to a whole different level. Check this out. Completely devours the knuckle on takeoff. Still knows where he is, even though he's completely blind. And then pumps out that 540 or the last 360 to make it a 540. Nuts. 9 minutes, 45 seconds left on the clock. This is Max Mofat. When switch 270, little bit of a Tokyo drift, and then A10 out. Oh. Colby Stevenson coming in for his 3rd hit.
To go.
Matt. Oh! Yeah. So he goes for a Misty 540, forward off-axis rotation, but he sneaks in a hand drag and also tries to sneak in a stale grab at the end. If he had a little bit more air, he would have been able to ride out clean for sure. So sick. I love how these guys make their skis look like a uniski or a ski board. They're perfectly glued together each and every time they land. Will Berman coming in for run 4. Sick. Bob switch 180, gets a little bit of a tail tap, tail drag, and then does the 540 out to make it a 720. Jake Mageau coming in hot on his X Games debut.
Good job, Cookie Soul.
Goes for a nollie 900, but manages to get a little nose or tail drag on the landing zone. Look at this. Snipe!
Tips right there, they get all crossed up, but he's able to just pull it around to switch.
The sun is setting behind the mountains while Quinn Wolferman comes in for his 4th lap. Nosebud double 1080. Nosebud double cork 1080 does a surface 180 on the noses of his ski. We call that a nose butter. And then he has to get 2 flips and 2.5 rotations out of it. So altogether, he's spinning 3 full times and dipping his dome twice. Next to drop in, we got Max Mofat setting Misty 720, going for the hand drag, but I think he came up short. Here we go. So there's the pop, goes for the Misty 7. Oh, yeah, just slightly misses the hand drag. Pole gets some action, though. Look at that. Tweaking his skis to the side of him on that last 270. Stuff like that that makes me get up in the morning. I swear, it's so nice to look at. Next up, Matej Sponser. Trying to improve. Oh, dude, he cranked his C2 on the landing. Look at this. Tweaks the dome up so tight. 3 minutes left on the clock. Alex Hall coming in for his 4th hit. Oh, going for this like nose butter, tail butter 540, switch 720 out. That's a full 1260 when you add it all up. But what you got to remember is when you try to butter or do a surface swap at the speeds these guys are going, it's so easy to catch an edge. He has to carry his speed through so he can get enough air for that switch 720 out. Absolutely makes my cerebrum implode. Jake Mageau coming in switch for his final attempt. Fumbling a little bit, lost some speed. Oh. Switch cork 3 hand drag.
New England this season.
Definitely one of the less difficult tricks we've seen tonight, but you cannot get over how buttery that looked. Bob Snolly holds it at 90 and then snipes the knuckle involuntarily, man. The knuckle was just sitting there not asking for it, but he took it like a champ and then pulls that last 90 around to make it a 180. Quinn Wolferman dropping in switch for run 5 here.
This is good old classic clean fun.
Oh, no. Oh my. Holy cow! Sum it all up, that's a 1620. 4.5 full rotations. Check this out. 540 on the knuckle. Knows where he is immediately to get the nose butter, and then does 3 full rotations out of cork 10 out. 3 plus 1.5. 4.5 full 360s. That's a 1620. Even if you're not a spin to win fan, you cannot discredit how incredibly gnarly that is, sending it to the absolute bottom of the landing. This is Matei's sponsor.
Just so impressive.
Perfect nose butter cork 900. Second last to go, we got our reigning champion from last year's Knuckle Huck, Colby Stevenson, going nose butter double cork 1260.
Okay.
Up in Quinn Wolferman on his nosebud dub 10 and taking it to 1260. That's 3.5 rotations. An extra 180 added to what we saw Quinn Wolferman do. Perfectly executed. So gnarly. Look at the pop on that dub. The amount of commitment you need to toss 2 flips and 3.5 rotations off a knuckle. I can't even commit to my Tinder Gold subscription for more than a month. If Alex Hall wants some 24 karat knuckles, he's gonna have to send something big.
All night, let's see if he's got something crazy.
What?
Oh!
No way in hell. Check this out. Goes switch 90 and then tries to use the momentum from the hand drag to do a pretzel 270. He gets it around because he contorts his 6-pack to do it. Also got Trevor Kennison bulling with the boys down at the bottom here. He managed to hit an X Games big air jump on a sit ski.
Losing little speed, slowing down so he can stomp this one. And is he gonna get done? Oh!
Can you imagine sitting on a chair and going off a jump that's 120 feet? Quinn Wolferman taking the gold, Jake Majot taking the silver, Alex Hall with the bronze. Mad props to everybody. You got to keep in mind, this is a knuckle. This isn't even a jump, and yet we're seeing tricks that weren't even thrown off of jumps 10 years ago. Like, it's insane.